Ready for a deep dive into something that could rewrite the rules of Hollywood? We're talking artificial intelligence and its growing role in filmmaking.
Yeah, it's huge right now, especially with this Lionsgate and Runway AI deal. It's got everyone talking.
For those just tuning in, Lionsgate, they're the studio behind major films like John Wick and The Hunger Games,
Mhm.
and they're partnering with Runway AI, a company specializing in, you guessed it, artificial intelligence. But this isn't just about adding some fancy AI sprinkles to the filmmaking process. We're talking about a potential paradigm shift here.
Exactly. We're seeing signals of a major commitment from Lionsgate to weave AI into every step of filmmaking,
Yeah.
from those initial story ideas all the way to the final edit you see on screen.
So, for those who haven't been glued to this story like we have, can you break down what this partnership actually means?
Basically, Lionsgate is looking to use Runway's AI technology to streamline and power up pretty much every part of how they make movies.
So, we're talking about AI potentially stepping in to create storyboards or those incredible digital backgrounds that used to take teams of artists weeks to produce, maybe even play a role in crafting special effects.
Absolutely. Think about those jaw-dropping scenes that used to require massive teams and resources. AI could handle that. But honestly, one of those talked about areas is deepfakes. These AI-generated videos can create incredibly realistic footage of anyone, especially celebrities. And the crazy part, they're entirely fabricated.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those, and it's kind of freaky how convincing they are.
Right. It's mind-blowing. And it doesn't stop there. There are AI tools that can analyze scripts, predict how audiences might react to certain scenes, and even suggest dialogue changes. It's almost like having an AI script doctor on call 24/7.
Wow, that's wild. We're talking about a potential filmmaking revolution here, but with all this talk of AI's potential, there's got to be some anxiety in Hollywood, right?
Definitely. Whenever a technology emerges with the capability to take over tasks traditionally done by humans, there are naturally going to be concerns about job security. Writers, actors, those incredibly talented visual effects artists, they could all be impacted.
Yeah, I get that. Change is rarely comfortable, but some experts argue that we should be looking at AI as a creative partner rather than a replacement. What are your thoughts on that?
I think there's a lot of truth to that perspective. Imagine AI taking over those tedious, repetitive tasks that can bog down filmmakers. That frees up human artists to really focus on those elements that require that unique human touch.
So instead of spending weeks on a CGI background, they could perfect a character's emotional journey.
Precisely. And it's not just hypothetical. We're seeing this happen. Everything Everywhere All at Once, that film that blew everyone away, they used AI. The visual effects team used AI-powered software to create some of those mind-bending sequences, the ones that pushed the boundaries of what we thought was possible visually.
That's incredible. It sounds like we could be on the verge of a golden age of filmmaking powered by AI.
I think so too. But like with any new technology, particularly one as powerful as AI, there are important ethical questions we can't ignore.
Right, and we're already starting to see those conversations emerge. We touched on deep fakes and the potential for misuse. But what other ethical concerns come to mind when you think about AI's role in film?
One big one is the potential impact on diversity and authentic representation in film. Think about it. If those AI algorithms are trained on data sets that have built-in biases, we're at risk of seeing those same biases reflected on screen, and that's a huge problem.
Absolutely. It's not enough to just talk about what AI can do. We have to ensure that it's used ethically and responsibly.
Exactly. And that responsibility doesn't just lie with the tech companies developing these tools, but also with the filmmakers using them. It's about finding that sweet spot, that balance between pushing creative boundaries and being mindful of the impact these tools have.
Totally. So while the potential for AI to revolutionize filmmaking is huge, it's clear we need to proceed with caution.
Couldn't agree more. The future of film is unfolding right before our eyes.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's going to be fascinating to see how this all plays out.
This whole AI thing has me thinking about the sheer volume of movies and shows we might be bombarded with in the future. If AI can make filmmaking faster and cheaper, could we see studios churning out content at warp speed?
It's definitely a possibility. Imagine smaller studios, even independent filmmakers, having access to these sophisticated AI tools. It could level the playing field and lead to a surge in new films.
That sounds pretty great, right?
On the surface, yeah, tons of new movies to watch.
Yeah.
But will we be sacrificing quality for quantity? Will these AI-generated films have that special something, that human touch, or will they just feel kind of soulless? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Can AI really capture the nuances of human emotion and creativity? It's a fascinating debate, Some experts actually believe that AI could push human filmmakers to be even more creative.
You mean like a challenge, a push to differentiate themselves?
Exactly. Think about it. If AI takes over the technical stuff, filmmakers are free to really dive deep into the human side of storytelling. The raw emotions, the complex characters, the thought-provoking themes, the things AI might not grasp.
So AI could actually lead to a resurgence of artistic, innovative filmmaking.
It's possible. We can see a whole new wave of amazing stories that wouldn't exist without AI pushing the boundaries.
That'd be a win-win for everyone. More movies, more creativity, more stories to lose ourselves in. But what about us, the viewers? Will audiences embrace AI-influenced films, or will there be some pushback?
It's hard to predict. People can be hesitant with new tech, especially when it comes to art, something so subjective. Some viewers might be skeptical, unsure if an AI can truly understand and portray human emotions authentically.
And then there's the possibility that people won't even realize AI was used in a film. It could become so commonplace, so seamless.
Exactly. And that raises a whole other set of questions. If we can't tell the difference between a film made with AI and one without, does it even matter? Is the story the most important part?
Now, those are some interesting questions. It'll be really interesting to see how audiences respond as AI becomes more prevalent in filmmaking. This whole thing reminds me of the early days of CGI. Remember how mind-blowing it was to see a semi-realistic dinosaur on screen?
And now CGI is so advanced, it's often indistinguishable from reality.
Exactly. AI could easily follow a similar path. What seems new and strange today might be totally normal a few years down the line.
I think so too.
Hmm.
And like with CGI, the key for filmmakers is to use AI intentionally and thoughtfully, not just because it's cool. It always comes back to serving the story and enhancing the emotional impact.
And speaking of stories, let's leap back to this Lionsgate and Runway AI partnership. It feels like a major turning point. Do you think other studios will follow suit and jump on the AI bandwagon?
It's hard to imagine they won't. Hollywood is all about competition. If Lionsgate sees success with AI-powered filmmaking, both critically and commercially, other studios won't want to be left behind.
So we could be witnessing a total industry upheaval, a complete transformation, all driven by algorithms. It's kind of exciting and a little intimidating all at the same time.
Absolutely. And it's bigger than just Hollywood. This technology has the potential to disrupt so many fields. Think advertising, journalism, even architecture and medicine.
Wow, if we really zoom out, the possibilities are mind-blowing. Imagine AI helping doctors diagnose diseases more accurately, or architects designing buildings that are more sustainable.
Exactly. It's a lot to take in, but it's also incredibly exciting. I think the key is to approach all these advancements with a healthy dose of curiosity and critical thinking. We need to ask the tough questions, explore both the potential benefits and the challenges, and really think about the role we want AI to play in shaping our future.
Yeah, it's a lot of process, that's for sure. We've talked about so much, from the practical ways AI is being used right now to those bigger questions about jobs, creativity, and what audiences really want.
And honestly, we're just scratching the surface. The thing that really gets me is how this could change storytelling itself.
Oh, interesting. What do you mean by that?
Think about it. We've got these AI algorithms analyzing hit movies, breaking down themes, figuring out what plot points really grab an audience's attention.
So you're saying AI could start dictating what kinds of stories get told? Like we'll end up with all movies hitting the same AI-approved beats.
It's possible, but it's not that simple. AI is only as good as the information it learns from, right? If we feed it a wide range of stories with different voices and perspectives, it could actually help us break free from those tired old formulas and find fresh, exciting ways to tell stories.
Now that's something I'd like to see. So instead of limiting creativity, AI could actually help us unlock new possibilities, find new ways to connect with audiences.
Exactly. It all boils down to how we decide to use it. This technology can shake things up, but it can also be a force for good. It's up to us to make sure it benefits both the filmmakers and the people watching.
Big responsibility, but also a huge opportunity. So as we wrap up this deep dive into AI and the future of film, what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from this?
Stay curious. That's it. This tech is changing so fast, and the conversation's just getting started. Don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and really think critically about the role we want AI to play in how we experience stories.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the exciting and sometimes kind of scary world of AI in Hollywood.
Happy to be here.
And to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep asking those tough questions, and most importantly, keep watching. You never know what kind of magic, AI or otherwise, is happening behind the scenes.